Here comes a rapid-fire recap. We have Islam Makhachev completely running a grappling clinic, a wrestling clinic masterclass on Jack Della Maddalena. Pure stinker from Valentina Shevchenko. Welterweight prospects showing out here. Michael Morales and Carlos Prates going out there and earning their title shot in devastating fashion. We'll see who gets it and how the division plays out. This card was sort of meant to solve the welterweight problem, but I feel like we have even more problems and questions with it now. Massive Benoit Saint Denis KO as predicted, and Bo Nickel getting a really tasty highlight reel finish by head kick. Did not see that coming. Bo Nickel is making waves in his division and was quite salty on the mic. So, UFC 322 rapid fire recap. Let's break this down for you guys. Islam Makhachev has just properly slimed out JDM, crushing all our hopes and dreams. Sadly, saw it coming. Islam Makhachev, best in the world, skill-wise, genetics-wise, has just an insanely overpowered coaching team as well with Khabib, Javier Mendez. It's all just overpowered, guys. These things factor in. Yeah, Jack just couldn't find a flow state. That's all this kind of came down to. I like the leg kicks from Islam. I still think Jack does really well in this welterweight division. It's just, where do you go from here after complete domination? A performance like that, a loss like that, can really play with a fighter's head. So, yeah, you know, I'm feeling for Jack. I'm feeling for bedtime. It was just a horrible, shitty way to end that pay-per-view because it was awesome. The first 10-11 fights of the card were phenomenal, so we should definitely talk about those instead and not the horrendous co-main and main event. Yeah, this pay-per-view was just completely ruined by Russians, what can we say? And you know, it's dominance. So you gotta respect the technical aspects. I know newer fans really struggle with it, like they actually feel like they're being robbed of their money. Yeah, it's tough. You gotta really keep a lookout for these dominant fighters that will just prioritize ground and pound and just shit all over your dollar. They don't care about the entertainment business. They care about winning. They have sort of a warrior mindset, but they're willing to stink up an entire arena full of people to get their victory, and that's what Valentina Shevchenko and Islam Makhachev did. Yeah, we went with Weili Zhang. It was a rough pick, you know. I guess you could say it was a biased pick. I'm not the biggest fan of Shevchenko. I honestly thought she was regressing, though. I watched the Manon Fiorot fight, and if she didn't, like, crack Fiorot's nose early into the fight, I think Fiorot runs away with that one. She was physical. Yes, that's up a weight class, and, you know, Weili Zhang looked like a bit of a pipsqueak out there. She's heavily muscled, though, no? Like, am I off on that? Like, I really thought this would be competitive when it came to these clinch-ups and these takedown entries, but no. We got to see in this fight, Valentina Shevchenko really force Weili Zhang to play be the nail, I guess. I guess Weili Zhang, you know, I was overrating the hammer aspects of her game, you know, the punishing striking, how she completely dominated and out-wrestled Amanda Lemos. Even Tatiana Suarez had a lot of success there with reversals, so yeah, but nothing of the sort against Valentina Shevchenko. All props to Chevy, the old granny. You know, it did shut her down. I'm not the biggest fan. I wasn't going in, and now I definitely am not. I kind of hate her at this point. I feel like a Natalia Silva just carries this women's division and actually makes it fun. Natalia Silva has amazing striking and finesse as well. She may not be as elite as Valentina Shevchenko, but at least she'll be a bit more fun. I can guarantee that. Shevchenko really, like, her whole life has been spent in combat. She has so many kickboxing championships from outside the UFC. It's actually ridiculous. So she is hardwired into this style where she just vibrates out at range. And is it fun to watch? No, it's absolutely terrible to watch. Cock and ball torture. But yeah, it is what it is. Shevchenko fights we will in the future predict correctly, but also, you know, piss break it. I'm not really interested in watching that. Yeah, complete sandpaper on the eyes. That kicked it off. And you know, sometimes women go at it. Like, I really predicted this to be a fun fight, and it was the complete opposite. So, embarrassed by the pick. Let's move on to Michael motherfucking Morales, as predicted, knocking out Sean Brady because Sean Brady is lightweight sized. Does he have incredibly dominant grappling? Yes. But Michael Morales just is the exception, guys. Frankenstein build, incredibly muscled, lanky, judo background, wrestling background, MMA, pro MMA debut from age 16. This guy's ahead of the game. I know he's young, and people like to really, you know, clown his Spider-Man antics, his zesty antics, but dude is elite, and he's elite at a young age, which lets him do so much more in the game. Sean Brady was not ready for that. Sean Brady has been fighting good fighters, and that's not like a diss, but elite names that Sean Brady's taken out, the name value of a Leon Edwards is phenomenal. So Sean Brady, we gave him his flowers for that. He looked great. But like, if you really break down Sean Brady's record, there's not a lot of elite prospects on there, or even elite names in general at this stage. Leon Edwards, you know, rest in peace. But yeah, so Michael Morales, impressive stuff. Him and Carlos Prates are sort of competing for the welterweight title shot. I know Usman's trying to like weasel his bald head in there, so that'll be really interesting. They could go Usman because of his legacy and all that, and these new guys do respect Usman, which you love to see because he does have a great resume. But yeah, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. There's also Ian Garry Belal going down, so I really hope the Michael Morales win here doesn't get completely overlooked and he sort of just floats around 2 or 3 and has to take a back seat to a more like undeserving contender, like an Usman coming in or a Shavkat coming back. Like, it just seems like they're putting in more work. So Michael Morales, that's 2 or 3 first round KOs back to back. So I think that's 3 first round KOs. Magny, Burns, Brady. You got to put some respect on that. As for Carlos Prates, oh my god. Yeah, we had some Leon believers in the comments and stuff, and I get it. It's just man's past his prime. And Leon hasn't always been as dominant as people say. You know, he has incredible highlight reel moments with the Usman thing, and then he sort of figured out and solved Usman in the trilogy fight. But yeah, interesting stuff. The Colby title defense is, I don't rate it all. I do not rate it all. Colby like broke his foot in that fight. I didn't even factor that in at all. So we hadn't really seen Usman or Edwards excel in a long time. So I broke this one down to finishing ability, KO threat, and activity, and it's Carlos Prates all day long. We've broken him down for probably near an hour on this channel at this point, into his style, into his origin story, and I just felt really, really confident about it. Moving forward, who knows, because he is takedownable. He's really calm in grappling positions, which is nice to see. I'm just afraid someone will maybe land a sub on Carlos Prates, but we're not talking about that. He is the ringleader of the Fighting Nerds. I've been saying it all along. He will hold the torch and run them forward, carry them forward to success. He's a great guy. And, you know, he has a great argument to get the title shot. He's the one who actually gets the crowd on their feet with these brutal one-punch KOs, walk-off KOs. And let me say this about Carlos Prates. He dropped Li Jingliang, and I think Jeff Neal. And if it's not a walk-off, like if they're not dead from one shot, he lets them get back to their feet. I can't tell if it's low IQ or brilliant. So, Carlos Prates moving forward, phenomenal fighter. Like shades of a young welterweight Pereira, shades of a young welterweight Silva, like beautiful style. Love that he's in the sport. Absolutely love it. He's funny outside the cage. No infractions yet. No weight misses. No bullshit. So Carlos Prates, superstar. Absolute superstar. We'll see where he goes next. He's way more active than Ian Garry, so it would be so bad to see Ian Garry get that title shot and skip Prates over like a point fest over Belal. Fuck that. Prates aura all the way. Benoit Saint Denis, the god of war himself, folks. We said in the Any Good video, I posed some like future matchups. We sort of played matchmaker in that one a little bit. And I proposed Beneil Dariush and labeled him easy layup opponent. But we said in the breakdown, Dariush's chin is gone. And not only is his chin gone, but he welcomed a firefight, a pocket exchange early in round 1. And we said word for word in the breakdown, Beneil is going to lose as soon as he begins to brawl and like box. And that's exactly what happened. He was going for they were dirty boxing, and I think somebody had a collar tie, had a Muay Thai clinch, and Beneil just clubbed him, bonked him, down goes Beneil. Cannot take punishment anymore. We said he would be the next one to sort of slip out of these rankings, and that's true. Like, just because someone doesn't go like, oh, they were 3, now they're 5, now they're 7, now they're 13, 14, 15, they can go from like Leon Edwards is about to go from possibly ranked number 4 in the division to either like retiring or getting someone ranked like at the very bottom, like D-Rod. Like you never know. Like you never know when someone's about to slip completely out of the ranks. I think that's going to happen with Beneil Dariush. Who do you give him? Rebecca? Rebecca would be like a great, maybe they should book that as an easy Beneil get back, because I'm fucking done with Rebecca, man. But like seriously, who do you give Beneil Dariush? You can't give him Ludovic Klein. You can't give him, who's another, like you can't give him Sadikov Ziam, these guys on the come up. They'll chew him up. They'll test that chin. So it's tough for Beneil. It's tough. He's given us great moments. Beneil Dariush is a giga veteran of lightweight. Mad respect, but the durability's gone. He should call it. Massive brawl in the crowd. I think Omari Akhmedov and John Pork really put the beat down on Dylan Danis. Maybe deservedly so. I couldn't gather a lot of context from the clips I've seen, but hilarious moment. Danis banned from all UFC events? Question mark. Dana mentioned he's banned from all like attending, but maybe we will never see Dylan Danis in the UFC cage. He's kind of just like a personality guy. I don't even really consider Danis like an actual pro fighter at this point. So that, you know, the Dagestanis let him have it. Really roughed him up here. As you can see in the photo here, Omari Akhmedov, I think that's him. I think that's him, but we haven't seen him in years, so this could be like a lookalike on display here. Yeah, grabbing him by the hoodie like you would do in high school, and after this threw him to the ground and landed some good shots. And even John Pork, there's clips of John Pork sneaking in some haymakers, so good stuff in the crowd. This was right before the Beneil Dariush fight. Amazing event, like I said, top tier pay-per-view. This had it all, folks. Bo Nickel, you know, we said Rodolfo Vieira was a layup opponent, and I tried to break it down as best I can. I've seen Rodolfo Vieira go life and death with Chris Curtis, and you know how low on Chris Curtis we are on this channel. Yeah, it was tough stuff. It was really tough stuff for Rodolfo Vieira. Couldn't get the boxing going. Jiu-jitsu, that was a huge issue because of the wrestling and the athleticism of Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel's great. Really got like bitched by RDR, and that's a horrible look. That will stain his career forever. But a good way to shut people up is by starching your next opponent, which he did. Was it a layup? Yes, it was. Rodolfo Vieira's old, way too jacked, has zero cardio. Did last here in a little point exchange, but he was just getting chewed up the whole time. Bo Nickel's got some decent striking, man, and he said he's prioritizing damage over control now, which is great. That's awesome to see. He has great coaches around him. Like, I think he's coached by Mike Brown. I think Mike Brown's his head coach. Future matchups for Bo Nickel: Mikhail Alexijuk, Sharamagomedov. If you want to see him take out like a European or a Russian, we can do that. Maybe you keep him away from like a Gregory Rodriguez, who is also a giant like RDR and might give him problems. Joe Pyfer sounds fun. I don't know. Bo Nickel can go a lot of different ways here with his career. Prelims were pretty juicy. We had Pat Sabatini snapping, I believe, a 5 or 6 fight win streak of Chepe Mariscal. Chepe is, you know, a good brawler out there, and Sabatini showed that he is a really serious featherweight grappler. Completely neutralized Joanderson Brito, who's a lot more physical than Mariscal, so we went with him. Pat Sabatini's great. He sort of has like a Sean Brady issue, where we saw like Diego Lopez just rush the striking, bomb him out. So yeah, I don't know. Pat Sabatini, slow build him. We also had GM3 dying. Fan favorite GM3 going down. Sucks to see. I'm not a big Dawkins believer. I guess this is a good win from him. I thought this would be where he like sort of runs into a crafty problem with GM3, because he's been around forever, big experience diff. And Dawkins before this moment has only beat cans, like regional cans, finished by Delidze and Anders. Atrocious, horrible. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on Dawkins. Showed improvement. I mean, handled GM3 how you're supposed to handle GM3. Fatima Klein, she's low-key a baddie, Furiosa out there with the shaved head and the braids. She's great. She almost, in a weird way, seems better than Blanchfield. I know they're training partners. Yeah, two young gals really getting things done. I know Klein has finishes. She has like a head kick win before this, and Blanchfield is the girl with the subs, so yeah, these two might start running things. They train together. They're having a lot of UFC success. They're both young in their 20s. Yeah, we'll see where they go. Good stuff. They can kind of, like, iron sharpens iron in that aspect. Like, you have two guys from the same gym and both in the UFC. You would think that really makes them both better in training camps, in the training room. So great stuff from them. Crafty gals that actually know how to get finishes. Klein's a great striker. Always good volume on display. Landed plus 100 significant strikes here on Hill. And Hill's sort of the volume demon. So Klein, great win. And Sursurkayev, Sussy Sursurkayev. Yeah, I told you that this guy can't help but, like, look, he's young, all right? I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be aura farming and being a dumbass. But, yeah, he just likes to have a bit too much fun, and I believe he dropped the first round, maybe, to forget the dude's name, Makhachev. So, yeah, like, Sursurkaev's learning, but deadly striking. I love his kicks. His kicks are money. Those body kicks were beautiful. Makhachev took him like a champ, but just out of his depth on the feet. Sursurkaev obviously trains with better people, more elite level training on the feet. He did get stuck into the clinch a few times. Grapplers are probably going to have their way with him moving forward if he doesn't improve, but the striking and the kicks of Sussy, Sursurkaev, by Sanger, awesome. He's a fun fighter to watch. Keep your eye on him. That is rapid fire recap of the card. Phenomenal pay-per-view. I'm not going to say S tier. We'll say A tier pay-per-view. Absolute A tier pay-per-view here. Complete, even being soured by the top of the bill. Roughly 50 minutes of wrestling and holding and slopping and sliming will not bring this card down. I will not allow it. The prelims were fun. They had prospects, they had finishes, and Prates and Morales gave us sweet violence. Sweet violence. Oh, and Wellmaker. Wellmaker losing to Ethan Ewing. Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. We'll be keeping an eye on him. Give him a big shout out on social media for that. That's crazy. I respect Malcolm Wellmaker. He's got gigantic hands. Scary dude to fight. Very scary dude to fight. And Ethan Ewing went into the fire. Didn't fear shit. And that is how you deal with guys who pack a ton of power. You be good enough to not get KO'd, and you mix it up with them, and you test their defense. Wellmaker, it was first round KO after first round KO. He got pulled into an extended thing here, bit of a brawl, and he couldn't hang. New guy took him out of there. Incredible shit. Both are going to go far still. I think they're both UFC level, but you got to give props to this man. Give him a shout out. Ethan Ewing, folks. Yeah, that was rapid fire recap. Pay-per-views and good events. I want to try and get a recap video out to you guys. So here it is. As always, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.